Can you believe it? Yes, back to school is just around the corner now. I think my kids go back in about 2 weeks. So yeah, the countdown is on. And while it's an exciting time, it can be tough for some kids. Here to talk more about how to make the transition back to school a little easier, Director of Behavioral Health at Blue Shield of California, David Bond. David, thanks for coming in. Nice to see you again.
Glad to be back.
Hey, the kids, the countdown is on for them. Some can be excited about this new school year, but others, it can be a little tough. It can be a little depressing. Let's talk a little bit about some of the mental issues that can happen with our kids, some of the psychological issues they could be facing when they get back into school.
Sure. Well, there's such a variety, right? I mean, it's a lot adjacent to stage fright. So there could be anything that happened last year. It could be anxiety about the students that they're going to encounter again, the teachers that maybe they had a rough time with, and some kids, like you said, might be really, really excited to go back. But there's so much that we can do. I always say if there's a challenge that you can predict, then there's a challenge that you can prepare for. So there's lots of ways that parents can work with their kids and have conversations with their kids and teenagers about any stressors that they're feeling going back into school.
Yeah, what's the advice then for parents, caregivers out there to help deal with the stress, the anxiety for the kids or even themselves?
Well, for the kids, number one is to be prepared, right? We were saying before, like nothing helps you feel better going into a situation like feeling like you're fresh. Like maybe you've got a fresh outfit, you're on time for school that first day, you can prep for that, you can have their lunch and their backpack exactly where it's supposed to be. But I'd also say prepare for that change in schedule. When you've had vacation time, you've had baseball camp or just laying around watching
Sleeping
TV.
in, right.
Exactly. So I'd say a couple of days before going back to school, prep with the new wake up time and the new bedtime.
Sure.
Like I said, no one wants that first tantrum on a Monday morning with the I don't want to go, I don't want to get up, I don't want to go back to school. So really prep with that and make breakfast together. And I'd say the other thing really to do is have that conversation with your little one. It's like, hey, what do you think about going back to school? Is there anything stressing you out, or are you looking forward to it? And take a minute to listen. Don't just guess at what they're going to say, but really listen and validate their experience.
Yeah, that's going to be very helpful. A few years ago, California implemented a statewide law setting limits on the earliest school start times for adolescents. How important is that good sleep for our young kids and their mental health?
Sleep is one of the greatest indicators of mental health for adults and for children. Yeah. If you can't, it impacts your health, it impacts your concentration, it impacts weight gain and loss and appetite. But your ability to perform at work or in school is really dependent upon being able to sleep well. Which isn't to say, like many of us may have that 2 o'clock in the morning, why aren't I sleeping right now? Yeah. But the more you're able to do all you can for good sleep hygiene and set those boundaries in those times, then those are really in your favor for getting ready for a good school day.
I want to talk about social media a little bit. We know that in June, the U.S. Surgeon General highlighted the role that social media plays in exacerbating youth anxiety and depression. Can you touch on that, social media, the impact, and maybe what parents can do about that?
Yeah. At Blue Shield, we did a survey of 1,300 youth from Gen Z. We actually found that they spend more than 5.5 hours a day on social media. I remember when I was a kid flipping through the channels, and that felt like a long time. But when you have that much screen time, you think about the impacts on neurological development and brain development. So it's one thing about the constant dopamine hit that you're every little second, whether it's an advertisement or something that a real friend is saying. But what's also really important is there are a lot of opinions on social media, and there are a lot of conversations of values and feelings, and some facts. So really, I think explore with your kids the difference between facts and opinions, and being able to really investigate maybe what's really going on in the world. A quick Google search can help you narrow down some of the differences between the facts and opinions that they're exposed to. The other thing, kids watch us, and so when we're scrolling, it gives blanket permission for them to do the exact same thing. So if you're going to put limits on your kids' screen time, put limits on your own screen time too, especially during family time, whether it's a meal together, if it's in a restaurant or at home. Have screens down time to really have that interaction.
Lead by example, right? Around the dinner table, we always put the phone, nothing around the table. That's our family time.
Play a board game. Go outside. Even if you're just having, a game of cards with your kids is not screen time.
Absolutely. Has there been any progress made with youth and mental health? I know there's been a lot of initiatives, a lot of money, and a lot of studies that have gone into it. Have we seen anything going in the right direction?
Well, yeah. Stigma reduction. It really, it's kind of started right pre-COVID, but especially during the shelter in place during the pandemic. people were much more open in talking about how they were doing and their mental health. And that stigma reduction is really a first step in being able to address and confront serious issues. If you have a fear that someone's going to shame you for talking about it, you're not going to be able to resolve it. So that's definitely gone in the right direction. But we can't pretend that children have suddenly become more pathological. We have created, adults have created an environment where the social, political, financial environment, and it's just the things that we're struggling with, they're struggling with too. And so it can't just, we're not going to therapy our way out of it. We're not going to research our way out of it. And we're not going to policy our way out of it. We have to actually create an environment for kids where it's a little bit easier to exist. And we got to start that in home and at school.
All right, David, is there a website people can learn a little bit more?
Yeah, we have resources for educators and parents and youth at bluesky.blueshieldca.com. It's our nationwide mental health outreach for young people. It doesn't matter if you're a Blue Shield of California member or not. It's access for everybody.
David, thanks so much for coming and having this important conversation with us. Getting our kids ready to head back to the school the right way.
And good luck to all the kids going back.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Stay with us. Taking a quick break. We'll be right back.